Hello friends, welcome to another video of Political Science Plus One, and this video is on state executive, and in that it is on governor, who is nominal head of this government. Let us discuss it in detail and check out what powers, positions, functions a governor has to perform. First, introduction. The state executive in India consists of two parts like union executive. One is nominal executive, that is governor, and another one is real executive, that is council of minister with chief minister or CM, chief minister, as chief minister is head of the council of ministers. State executive consists of governor and council of minister with chief minister as its head. The governor of a state is appointed by the president for a term of 5 years and holds office during his pleasure. It means president's pleasure. Only Indian citizens above 35 years of age are eligible for appointment to this office. Executive power of the state is vested in governor. Executive power is vested, means all actions in the states are performed in the name of governor, as all executive power is vested in governor. Governor. A governor is, in most cases, a public official with the power to govern the executive branch of a non-sovereign or a subnational level of government. Means executive branch non-sovereign, as he is head of a province. Subnational means province, means as we call it state. Otherwise, in political science, state is a country. Here subnational means province, ranking under the head of the state. In federations where there is federal government, two government, one is central government, one is or central government is as federal government, and state government, right? So in federations, governor may be the title of politicians who govern a constituent state, right? And may be either appointed or elected. So he can be appointed as well as elected. Appointed as well as elected. Governor of the states of India have similar powers and functions at the state level as those of the President of India at union level. Governor exists in the states, while lieutenant governors or administrators exist in union. We have two kinds of territory. One is state and another one is union territories, right? So in states we have governors, and in union territories we have lieutenant governor or administrators, including National Capital Territory of Delhi. Governor acts as the nominal head, whereas the real power lies with the chief minister of the state and her council of ministers. Although in union territories the real power lies with the lieutenant governor or the administrator, except in NCT of Delhi and Puducherry, where she share power with the council of ministers headed by chief minister. So here I would add, in NCT Delhi and Puducherry we have chief ministers also. So he shares or she shares, if right, the lady governor is there, then with the council of ministers and chief ministers. In India, a lieutenant governor is in charge of a union territory. However, the rank is present only in the Union Territories. This rank of Andaman Nicobar Islands, Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir, Delhi, and Puducherry. The other territories have an administrator appointed. Here we have lieutenant governors, and other territories we have administrator appointed by the central government, who can be either IS officer, right, IPS officer, or a retired judge of a court. However, Governor of Punjab acts as the administrator of Chandigarh. He has both power, administrator of Chandigarh. Right? Lieutenant governors do not hold the same rank as governor of a state in the list of precedence. The governors and the lieutenant governors are appointed by the president for a term of 5 years. Appointed by the president. Keep in mind. Now the qualifications of the governors, lieutenant governors, right, and the administrators. Right, here mainly we are concerned with governor. So Article 157 and Article 150 of the Indian Constitution specify the eligibility requirement for the post of governor. They are as follows. Right, a governor must be a citizen of India. He must be at least 35 years of age, not be not be a member of either house of the parliament or house of legislature, not hold any office of profit, keep in mind, not be a resident of the same state. It is tradition, not mentioned in the constitution, so normally governors are from other states. Appointment. The governor of state is appointed by the President of India. The factors based on which the President evaluates the candidates is not mentioned in the constitution. So these days any retired politician or ex politicians or those who have lost the elections are appointed governor, or from army background, right, judges or IS officers retired, they are appointed as governor. Powers and functions of governor. The primary function of the governor is to preserve, protect, and defend Constitution and the laws as incorporated in their oath of office under Article 159 of the Indian Constitution in the administration of the state affairs. All the governors' actions, recommendations, and supervisory powers under Article 167C, Article 200, Article 213, Article 335, etc. have, right, etc., over the executive and legislative entities of the state shall be used to implement the provisions of the constitutions only. In this respect, the governor has many different powers, right? So under these provisions, governor has many powers. Executive powers. First of we will discuss executive power related to administration. This power is related to administration, appointments, and removals, right? Oaths and offices, right? So there he has powers. Then we have legislative powers. Legislative powers related to lawmaking and the state legislature, that is state legislative assembly, Vidhan Sabha, and where there is state legislative council and Vidhan Parishad. So after getting passed bills, right, governor's assent is must, and governor, if deems fit, keeps some bills to be signed by the president also. Discretionary power to be carried out according to the discretion of the governor. There are certain discretionary power also that he keeps bill and he a matter of certain importance, right, from the center. So he has some discretionary power in the appointments of CM also, if there is assembly, right. Then executive powers, let us discuss it in detail. The Constitution vests the governor all executive powers of the state. The governor appoints the chief minister. First, what does he do? Appoints chief ministers who enjoys the support of the majority in the state legislative assembly. The governor also appoints the other members of the council of ministers, others members. This is executive power, and distributes portfolio also to them on the advice of the chief minister. So here, advice is compulsory on the governor. Then the council of ministers remain in power during the pleasure of the governor, but in real sense, it means pleasure of obtaining majority in legislative assembly, right. So he appoints CM and all the ministers and distributes portfolio to them also. Then, as long as the majority in the state legislative assembly supports the government, the council of ministers cannot be dismissed. The governor appoints the chief minister of the state. Keep in mind here, as long as the majority in the state legislative assembly supports the government, council of ministers cannot be dismissed. Dismiss नहीं कर सकता governor, right? And the governor appoints the chief minister of the state, advocate general, and the chairman member of the public service commission also. So these are all his executive power. Apart from this, a state election commission is also appointed by the governor, though removed by the president. एक removal president करता है. The president consults the governor in appointment of judges also of the high courts. तो ये सारी appointments होती है. Governor appoints the judges of the district courts. All administrations are carried on the governor's name. सारी administration किसके नाम पे होता है? Governor के नाम पे होता है. And they also have the power to appoint staff for their tenure. अलग अलग tenure के लिए. In class 1 and class 4 as the constitution, as per the Constitution of India. Right. Let's move, check out next. The governor of the state, by virtue of their office, is also the chancellor of the most of the universities in the state. The dignity and impartiality of the office of the chancellor puts the governor in a unique position with regard to the protecting the autonomy of the universities. Right? Chancellors of the universities, protecting the autonomy of the universities and saving them from undue political interference. These are the works of governor. Governor as the chancellor of the university also act as the president of Senate. Senate का president होता है. The governor has the power of direct inspection of every component of universities and affiliated colleges require due action on the result of inquiry. So chancellor appoints, right? So governor is the chancellor and chancellor appoints such committee for appointment of vice chancellor. So all vice chancellors who are there in the universities, they work, right, as a vice chancellors. Otherwise, governor is the chancellor of all the universities of the states. Next, the governor accords consent of warrant of degrees. Right, warrant of withdraws degrees distinction both the recommendations of the Senate. So governor approves the disapproves the status passed by the Senate and appoints teachers of the university based on the recommendation of respective committees for that. Right. So these are the powers in detail of a governor, executive power. Now legislative power. Legislative power. The state head summons the session of both houses of the state legislature and prorogues them. Here, what he does, being state head, he summons the sessions of both the houses, legislative assembly and legislative council, and prorogues them also. So, governor can even dissolve the state legislative assembly. The power, right? Dissolution, prorogues, and summons. Keep these words in mind. These powers are formal, and governors' use of these powers must comply with the advice of the Council of Ministers headed by CM. So all these powers are used as per the advice of the governor Council of Ministers headed by the Chief Minister. The governor inaugurates the state legislature by addressing it after assembly elections and also at the beginning of the first session every year. So, right, address after the election and first session also every year. The governor's address on these occasions generally outlines new policies. क्या new policies government लेकर आई है of the state government, and a bill that state legislature has passed can become law only after his assent. तो ये सारे provisions हैं. He addressed the first session and all the first session every year and after election also, and bill can be law only if it is given assent by governor. Governor can return a bill to the state legislature if it is not money bill, right, for reconsideration. However, if the state legislature sends it back to the governor for the second time, the governor must assent to it. The governor has the power to reserve certain bill for the president. So here he will give assent, he will keeps, right, reserve bill for the assent of the president also if he deems fit, right. Next, when the state legislature is not in session, governor considers it necessary to have a law, then governor can issue or can promulgate ordinances. Ordinances से बिल कर सकते हैं, जैसे कि काफ़ी सारे बिल्स होते हैं जो कि अगर सेशन में हाउस ना हो तो वो प्रेसिडेंट सेंटर में और गवर्नर स्टेट्स में इशू करते हैं और काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर इशू करवाती है बेसिकली. सो दीज ऑर्डिनेंसेस आर सबमिटेड टू द स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर एट नेक्स्ट सेशन. जब भी नेक्स्ट सेशन होता है तब ये सबमिट होती है और उसको पास करवाया जाता है. दे रिमेन वैलिड फॉर नॉट मोर देन 6 weeks फ्रॉम द डेट द स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर इज रिकन्वीन. जब दोबारा मिलती है उसके 6 weeks तक ही वो रहती है वैलिड, और या अप्रूव ले लिया गया देन इट बिकम्स लॉस, राइट. नेक्स्ट इज गवर्नर इज एम्पावर्ड अंडर आर्टिकल 192 to disqualify a member of the house of the state legislature when the election commission recommends that the legislator is no longer complying with the provision of article 191. तो जब इलेक्शन कमीशन रिकमेंड करता है तो इस तरह से वो उसको रिमूव कर सकते हैं, राइट, अंडर आर्टिकल 192 एंड 191 में देखा जाए तो, राइट, कि वो इज नॉट कंप्लाइंग विद प्रोविजंस. Per article, as per article 165 and 177, governor can ask the advocate general to attend the proceeding of both the houses of the state legislature and report to them any unlawful functioning if any. तो इस तरह से एडवोकेट जनरल को भी वो निर्देश दे सकते हैं, राइट. नेक्स्ट है फाइनेंशियल पावर. द गवर्नर कॉज टू बी लेड बिफोर द स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर. जैसे प्रेसिडेंट मनी बिल या फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट या बजट पेश करवाते हैं, उनके नाम पे होता है. सेम वे हियर इट हैपन्स, राइट. सो गवर्नर causes to be laid before legislature the annual financial statement, यानी कि बजट. Further, no demand for grant shall be made except on the governor's recommendation. They can also make the advances out of the contingency fund of the state to meet any unforeseen expenditures. और एडवांस भी आउट ऑफ कंटेंजेंसी फंड. दो फंड होते हैं ना, एक कंसोलिडेटेड फंड, एक कंटेंजेंसी फंड. तो ये एडवांस में कंटेंजेंसी फंड से फंड दिया जा सकता है ऑन द रिकमेंडेशन ऑफ गवर्नर. मोरओवर द गवर्नर कॉन्स्टिट्यूट द फाइनेंशियल कमीशन ऑफ द स्टेट आल्सो, राइट. तो ये फाइनेंशियल पावर है गवर्नर्स की, जिसमें एडवांस फंड देना, राइट, मनी बिल को पेश करवाना और फाइनेंस कमीशन अपॉइंट करना. नेक्स्ट है डिस्क्रिशनरी पावर. सो governor can use these powers, right. These are discretionary power and he doesn't need any kind of advice from council of minister or chief minister in this matter. Let us see what are those. When no party gets clear majority, first, when no party gets clear majority, so the governor has discretion to choose a candidate for chief minister who will put together a majority coalition as soon as possible, and they can impose president's rule. President's rule impose करते वक्त भी ऐसा possibility है, and the submit report to on their own to the president on the direction of the president regarding affair of the states also. तो वहाँ पे भी council of minister की suggestion की जरूरत नहीं होती है. They can withhold their assent यानी signature जो बिल करना है and can send any bill for the approval of the president. During emergency rule, as per Article 353, the government can override advice of the Council of Ministers if specifically permitted by the president. तो इस सिचुएशन में जो है गवर्नर्स की पावर सुप्रीम हो जाएगी एज पर द परमिशन ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट. Contingency situation, emergency situation, sort of governor has no role or power in contingency situations such as president's rule unless specifically permitted by the president under Article 160 and 356 and 357. The governor is not permitted to take any decision on his own without the state cabinet advice when an elected government is in charge under the provision of Part 6 of the Constitution. So in this is contingency situations, right? Now emoluments, what salary and perks a governor gets. Various emoluments, allowances and privileges available to a governor are determined by the Governor's Emoluments, Allowances and Privileges Act 1982. In addition to the monthly salary, the governor is entitled to rent. Now, in addition to salary, what he is entitled to? Salary, monthly rent, free official residence, free household facilities, conveyance facilities. The governor and his family are provided with free medical facilities, also medical attendance, accommodations and treatment for lifelong. So, if you talk about the governor's pay now, let us see, date 1 February 2018 और 19 में क्या सैलरी थी? सैलरी ऑफ गवर्नमेंट 350 यानी कि 3,50,000 सैलरी है, right? Next move, removal. The term of governor's office is normally 5 years, but it can be terminated earlier by this way, by dismissal by president. Dismiss कर देते हैं usually on the advice of the prime minister of the country at whose pleasure the governor holds the office, and dismissal of governor without valid reason is not permitted. However, it is the duty of the president to dismiss a governor whose acts are upheld by the court as unconstitutional and malefied, right? तो जब unconstitutional होगा और malefied intention से कोई काम गवर्नर करेगा तो in that situation president can remove, but his removal is basically on the advice of the prime minister and the council of minister. Then resignation by the governor. There is no impeachment provision unlike with the president of India. जैसे president को और judges हाई कोर्ट और सुप्रीम कोर्ट को impeach करके हटाया जाता है, लॉ पास होता है, वोट पास द्वारा impeachment होती है अपने पार्लियामेंट में. सो सच प्रोविज़न इज़ नॉट देयर फॉर गवर्नर. यहाँ पे हटाना हो तो प्रेसिडेंट कभी भी हटा सकते हैं उसको, राइट? देन लीगल इम्यूनिटी क्या क्या है एक गवर्नर को? अंडर आर्टिकल 361 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, गवर्नर कैन नॉट बी समन फॉर क्वेश्चनिंग एक्सेप्ट on his voluntary willingness to testify in the court in support of his controversial deeds. उसको गवर्नर को बुलाया नहीं जा सकता, लेकिन वो अगर विलिंगली आए तभी हो सकता है. अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल डिसीजन टेकन बाय द गवर्नर वुड बी डिक्लेयर इनवैलिड बाय द कोर्ट्स के द्वारा में इनवैलिड किया जा सकता है अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल डिसीजन को. The case would be decided by the courts based on the facts furnished by the union government for the governor's role, as clarified by the Supreme Court in the case Rameshwar Prasad or others versus Union of India and ANR 24 January 2006. Though governor cannot be prosecuted and imprisoned during his tenure, but his actions can be declared unconstitutional and invalid. So these are his legal immunity. He can be prosecuted after he or she has stepped down from the post of the for the guilty committed during his term of governorship. तो फिर बाद में prosecute किया जा सकता है, prosecute किया जा सकता है, declared earlier by the courts. No governor has resigned on impropriety to continue in his office for declaring the nullifying his decisions. इसके लिए किसी ने रिज़ाइन नहीं किया एज अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बाय कोर्ट्स टिल नाउ. अभी इस मैटर को लेकर कोई नहीं हुआ. सो नो क्रिमिनल केस एटलीस्ट ऑन द ग्राउंड ऑफ डिसरिस्पेक्टिंग कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल लॉज टिल नाउ. अभी तक कोई ऐसा सिचुएशन भी पैदा नहीं हुआ अगेंस्ट former governors to punish them for their unconstitutional acts, though many decisions taken during the term of governorship has been declared by Supreme Court as unconstitutional. पर ऐसा unconstitutional डिस्कस बताया गया है सुप्रीम कोर्ट के द्वारा, बट किसी को पनिशमेंट नहीं मिली है. मैलाफाइड इंटेंशन या वाइड या अल्ट्रावाइस एक्शंस को साबित किया गया है, बट कोई फॉर्मली ऐसा criminal case lodge नहीं हुआ, right? Then analysis of the role of the government. While the president of India is elected, the governor is selected basically. So यहाँ पे दो बात का ध्यान रखना. प्रेसिडेंट क्या होता है? इलेक्ट होता है, जिसमें इलेक्टेड मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट एंड लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली वोट डालते हैं, पर गवर्नर सेलेक्ट होते हैं बाय द इनकम्बेंट सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. जो भी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट होती है वही सेलेक्ट करती है. दिस इज वाई देयर हैव बीन मेनी इंस्टेंसेस व्हेन गवर्नर्स अपॉइंटेड बाय प्रीवियस गवर्नमेंट आर रिमूव्ड बाय एन इनकमिंग गवर्नमेंट. जो भी इनकमिंग गवर्नमेंट होता है पुराने गवर्नर्स को रिमूव कर देते हैं, एंड द रीजंस आर मोर पॉलिटिकल. द सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज़ रूल्ड दैट गवर्नर्स शुड बी गिवन सिक्योरिटी ऑफ टर्म, बट दिस इज जनरली नॉट अधेयर टू. बस इसको लेकिन फॉलो नहीं किया जाता है. जो नई सरकार आती है सेंटर में तो वो रिमूव कर देती है. और पोलिटिकल ऑब्जर्वर्स हैव डिस्क्राइब्स गवर्नरशिप एज प्लश ओल्ड एज होम्स. प्लश ओल्ड एज मीन्स कि जो जिसको कहीं कुछ नहीं मिला है पॉलिटिकल पोजीशन, उसको गवर्नर बना दिया जाता है. वेर इन गवर्नर डज नॉट स्टे इम्पार्शियल एंड एक्ट अगेंस्ट पॉपुलर स्टेट लीडर्स. इन 1984 Congressman Ramlal dismissed anti-Rama government and allowed Nadendra Bhaskar Rao as Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh for 31 days. So this is how governors act partially, in fact, right? So in January 2014, the Central Bureau of Investigations (CBI) approached the Union Law Minister under the UPA government to record statement of West Bengal Governor M.K. Narayana and Goa Governor Bharatveer Vanchu. Their statements were considered vital as Narayanan was National Security Advisor and Vanchu was Chief of Special Protection Groups. So at the time of signing of the contract with Augusta Westland, their views were also considered before Indian government signed the contract with Augusta Westland. However, Union Law Ministry stonewalled CBI probe by rejecting CBI's request to examine them, claiming they had immunity. So this is how people or governor are saved, right? Next, UPA was defeated in 2014 general election, and with the incoming NDA government permissions, West Bengal Governor M.K. Narayana became the first ever governor to be questioned by police in criminal case. And the CBI questions M.K. Narayana as a witness in 3600 crore 2013 Indian helicopter bribery scandal. So the CBI said Goa Governor Bharatveer Vanchu would be questioned in the same case. Arunachal Pradesh Governor, who is also appointed by the ruling party at the center, has been sacked by the president after the Supreme Court had quashed his unconstitutional act. So some acts has happened thus. So Lieutenant Governor of Delhi Najib Jang resigned, taking moral responsibility for his unconstitutional role when Supreme Court observed that the elected local government is not an unconstitutional institution without any powers. So in that case, he himself resigned. So this was all about the governor. Hopefully you like the video, and do share and subscribe my channel, and do share with your friends. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.